and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at Gastech 2024 in Houston. I'm delighted to have sitting next to me in the studio today, Paul Krishna, the chair of Ipieca. Thank you, Paul, for joining us.
Hi, great to be here.
So to start off, can you tell us more about Ipieca and its mandate?
Sure. So Ipieca was created in 1974, and it was created as the principal channel between the oil and gas industry and the United Nations through the United Nations Environmental Program. So today it represents the oil and gas associations and oil and gas companies across the environmental and social performance across the energy transition. It has about 80 members, about almost 50 are companies, and the rest are oil and gas associations that are global. And those represent about 1 million employees and the operations in about 180 countries. So all the members are very focused on 4 sustainability pillars around nature, people, climate, and sustainability, and very much focused in an alignment on a number of the conventions to improve the environment, people, and the energy transition.
So as an organization, that's a huge scope and a mandate that you have. And therefore, what are your thoughts on the role of natural gas as the key to the energy transition?
So natural gas is I think, critical to the energy transition. When you look at it as an energy source and you compare it to the sources it's replacing, such as coal, it's got significant benefits that help climate. And in some countries, economically, it makes the most sense to use natural gas.
And do you think there's enough sort of investment being made as a sustainable pathway for natural gas?
I think so. I'm based in the U.S., and so I've seen the shale gas revolution, and there's a significant amount of natural gas here. I think those opportunities exist worldwide, and so I think there's a significant opportunity for that, and along its value chain through LNG.
And one of the areas that you're focusing in the past few years is on methane emissions reduction. Can you tell us more about why it is so critical to reduce methane emissions and what is Ipieca doing in this regard?
Yeah, so methane emissions are very important to the industry. Um, Significant from a global warming potential, and when you look at anthropogenic methane, the oil and gas sector has their part of that they need to address. And so I think if you go back to like 2017 and you look at the improvements that companies made to their operations, you see equipment changes, you see practices change, a lot more training on and raising awareness, and then most importantly, leak detection and repair, which is a concept that was very known in our downstream and manufacturing operations, and now employed in upstream. And what we're finding with that is there's lots of ways to detect methane. You can detect it on the ground with cameras. You can detect it with sensors. You can go up in the atmosphere, drones, planes, balloons, and satellites now.
Yep.
So plenty of opportunities to detect. And the goal is to find those sources and then be able to fix them and reduce the duration of releases.
And in this regard, can you talk to us about some of the global partnerships that you have in enabling lower methane emissions?
Yeah, so Ipieca, in particular, they're a member of the Industrial um, Transition Accelerator, and that came out of that's connected to the climate COPs. One of the key areas we're focused on right now is bringing together oil and gas companies, which are, a lot of them have these low carbon solution arms, and then bringing together hard to decarbonize industries. So, one of our last meetings that we had in London, we had steel industry there, we had cement, and we had oil and gas, and so I think that's one of the ways that we can help accelerate the energy transition is using the convening power that Ipieca has on a global stage to bring those partners together.
No, that's really great to know that you're also expanding to hard to abate sectors as well. And what else are you doing to sort of help the upstream sector align with the Paris climate goals?
A number of companies in Ipieca have set their ambitions It's in alignment with the net zero by 2050 for scope 1 and scope 2 emissions. A number of them also have made commitments about 2030 on methane emissions. So I think globally, Ipieca is supporting those and working with our other sister associations that are involved with that, and that those are common discussion topics that come up at the COPs. And Ipieca will typically have a side event at the COP focus on those events and be involved in those discussions.
That's an excellent point, because in COP28 there was a whole lot of focus on methane. And going forward, do you see that happening again at COP29 and the momentum carrying forward?
I think methane's going to be on the radar for a while. There's a lot of, I just spoke on a panel, there's a lot of technology challenges. Measurement is one of the areas. So we can detect, but can you measure? There's some operational challenges. We've seen the impact on reduced emissions on the production sector, but across the value chain, those emissions may not have come down as fast. So I think there'll be a focus on that as you look at the whole methane value chain and its support of LNG to make it a superior energy product.
And finally, we are here in Houston for GasTech 2024. What are your thoughts and expectations from this event?
This is my first time at GasTech, and it's fantastic. I find the energy level significant, and I was in the exhibition hall, and I just saw deals being done everywhere. So that was fascinating for somebody like me, who I started as a geologist. That's pretty interesting to see the commercial side in full effect.
Paul, thank you so much for your insights and your superb analysis, and for being here in the studio with us.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for watching, and we will be back with more studio interviews from GasTech 2024 in Houston. Follow our social channels to get the latest updates and when these videos go live. Thank you.